What's up guys, so this is a loot farming strategy video, and this is basically my strategy and just things to keep in mind. It's not like a step-by-step process because every run is different, everybody's goals are a little bit different. Now in general, you're probably going to want to play Nightmare and you're probably going to want to get full books. You want full books because that's the only way you're ever going to roll a red, and because it makes it very likely that you'll roll an orange, and you need a lot of orange gems to roll your traits. Now if your goal is specifically for DLC weapons, Crimson Tomes won't improve your chances of rolling a DLC weapon, so you just want to get as many completions under your belt as possible. The two main things to keep in mind are consistency and clear speed, and I think that they're pretty self-explanatory as to why these things are important and why you want them, because you want to roll the dice as much as you can to have as many chances as you can to get whatever item you're looking for. And I think that the biggest thing to do to help with your consistency is to help with your personal skill, because you don't have any control over the people who join your games. You can't set like a level limit or something unless you just want to manually go in and kick every player who's below whatever arbitrary level you deem necessary to play with you. And with this current large influx of newer players, you're gonna have to just come prepared to carry them. So be intentional about improving. Watch some true solo videos. You don't have to, become like JSAT and try to true solo on Deathwish, but watch some videos and take note of the things that they do, because what works for them is going to work for you. Load up Last Stand, down the bots, and see how long you can survive solo, just to practice, just to be in an environment where you can practice your mechanics against hordes. And it's not something that you have to spend a lot of time doing, but I think that even just spending 20 minutes in Last Stand, just 20 minutes of intentional practice, can make a huge difference in your gameplay. Because you're the only person you can count on, it's your responsibility to make sure that the run succeeds and to keep the other Grim carrier alive. For that reason, I take Distraction and Bonesaw oftentimes, because the combination of those two allow you to get people up under pressure. The Distraction gives you a large period of time to deal with rats around a down player, so you don't have to put yourself at risk. In addition to doing the heavy lifting in combat, lead from the front, provide direction to your team. I'm always in the front of my team, pulling them along the direction that they need to go. And I take the first Grim and the first Tome, and then I leave the rest of the health packs and the pots and all the other things for my team. I give directions when I think it's important, and I don't blame people for things. Even when they do stupid things, I try to keep a cool head. And I go fast. I try to lead my team through the most efficient route that fights the fewest number of rats, and I don't deviate from the path, unless someone is in gray health, and even then it's questionable. I think going quickly is more important than searching for items, because you're gonna find all the items that you need on the main path of the map. And the reason you go fast is to cut down on attrition. Now, I don't think attrition gets enough attention in this game because everybody remembers catastrophic failures where the team was wiped before they knew what was going on. But I think that the slow death can be extremely dangerous to teams. Some maps are worse than others for this. Engines of War is a big offender, I think, where teams really just kind of run out of steam. They slowly run out of health packs, they slowly use up all their items. And then when they need the clutch, they have no resources left. Since specials and hordes are on a timer, the faster you go, the fewer you'll have to fight. And the more you fight, the more you slow down, the more adds from behind you're gonna have to face, and it really just snowballs. I think that keeping up a fast clear speed is the single biggest thing you can do to have cleaner runs. Now with these things in mind, ask yourself, what can you clear consistently and quickly? Because that's what you're gonna wanna play. Playing Kata is only worth it if you can clear it consistently with full books, which is very different than just playing Kata without books. And while you most certainly can carry pubs through full book Kata, I find that if you look at all of the time you spend versus how many runs you actually complete with all the books, Nightmare tends to be a better choice for most people unless you have a 4-man, because you can run Nightmare so much faster and with an almost guaranteed success rate. Another thing to consider is whether or not you should run public or private. The truth is, since the bots can teleport to you, the bots tend to be a lot faster than most players. That said, I tend to micromanage the bots a little each game because they get stuck on walls. I have to manually heal them so they don't drop tomes and things like that. Playing with the bots can be very frustrating, and running the loot die can make a big difference. Out of the last 100 games I played, every 7 I rolled was a 3, 2, and then either 1 or 2 loot dice. But it can get very tedious to play Horn over and over again, and so you probably want to split it up, and a lot of maps only have a few chests where you might decide it's not worth it to you to run the loot die. It's also not worth it to run the loot die if you're not the first at every single chest. So obviously not everybody's motivated by loot, but these are just some things to keep in mind in case you are, and in case grinding for reds or something like that is something that appeals to you.